Hey everybody, it's the show that you've been waiting your entire lives for. It's the Mike Sasson Show live from Mr. Small's studio in beautiful Millvale, Pennsylvania. My name is Mike Sasson. Right over there is producer extraordinaire Alex Clemens.
Hey!
And today on this very special Mike Sasson Show, we will be talking about the fact that last week was my birthday, and I'll be giving you who I believe won my birthday. By the way, it was not me. Also, the fact that I made my niece, Carly, very upset because of the show. Also, a new brand of underwear, which I think is for a unique type of man that sadly I don't believe I am. Also, the fact my sister Mary, who is a comedian out in Los Angeles, she's getting married this weekend. So it's going to be really super cool. A lot of people coming in. She's going to be sitting right here because as soon as I found out, because I've wanted to have my sister Mary on for a while. And I was thinking about having her call in from Los Angeles, but then there's the time difference because right now I don't get time zones. I'm assuming that right now.
Like you don't understand them?
Yeah, I don't get them. So I'm assuming right now in Los Angeles, it's 9 o'clock here on the East Coast. I'm assuming it's 3 in the morning on Saturday. That's what I'm thinking. But apparently that's not correct.
That's not how it works.
That's not how it works. Okay, well, we'll be talking about that. Also, we'll have Alex's bar thoughts. Apparently, she spends more money than most human beings make in their lives on drunk food. Also, I'll have my 5 takes. Also, very interesting stories that we'll talk about in news and notes. There's a pastor who claims that actors in Hollywood drink the blood of children and worship Satan.
We already knew this, right?
We already knew that, but he was like, and the thing about it is, he's not just some run-of-the-mill preacher. He's actually pretty powerful. Also, a high school in Texas decided to change its name from Robert E. Lea High School to something else, which you'll find out, I don't think it's much better. Also, 60 kids didn't go to school yesterday in Brentwood because apparently a teacher did something that she shouldn't have on social media.
Oh, no.
Also, the first trans Playboy Playmate is coming out, and there's one woman who believes that not only is it wrong for Playboy to do this, but it's unfair to the female gender. So
Everything's unfair to the female gender.
Well, duh. But
I
this
don't know
one,
how you didn't expect that.
This one woman who's very famous claims that it's unfair to that. So that is the Mike Sasson Show. Again, we're on the River's Edge live at www.riversedgepgh.com, where you get the best local talk, you get the best local music. Now, here's the thing.
What?
I think it's just the best music and the best talk. I love it when I'm on stage, and I'm a comedian all over the area, all over the world, really.
Whoa.
And someone will sit there and be like, this guy is one of the best local comedians. And I always sit there and I'm just like, why do you have to preface it with local?
Yeah.
That's like,
why you gotta be like
that's
that,
like, that's like if like, oh, you know, you're walking into the bedroom and some woman goes, you know what? You are the best lover in this room. Not be.
Right.
And I'm just like, you know what, that's not really helping me out with the old confidence or anything like that.
No.
So I personally believe that this is the best music and the best talk, period, ever in the history of talk, in the history of anything. So you're listening to that on the River's Edge at www.riversedgepgh.com, or you're listening live on the TuneIn Radio app, or you're watching live on Facebook Live. I'm looking right into the camera. Looking at you. Anyways, also, where you could be listening to it after the fact, on SoundCloud, Google Play, or iTunes. So thank you very much. And thank you, everyone. This past weekend was my birthday. This past Friday, October 20th, is my birthday. And I wanted to thank everybody who gave me wonderful happy birthday messages. So it was very nice on Facebook and all that kind of stuff.
Let's preface this again.
Okay.
Because we have to do it every year.
All
That
right.
Mike doesn't tell anyone when his birthday is. He doesn't have it on Facebook. He doesn't tell anyone. And he expects people to, like, remember it. Or he just sends people text messages to, like, slyly remind them and make them feel bad about themselves. So that's what Mike does.
By the way, the only person who I did that to was you.
So you told everyone else about your birthday? You're like, hey, my birthday's coming up this week. Or like when you have a show with them on Tuesday, you're like, hey, my birthday's this weekend.
Okay, I think that's kind of lame if I would have sat there with, hey, Alex, my birthday's this
You could have
weekend.
been like, hey, what are you doing this weekend? I'm like, oh, I don't know, nothing much. Mike, what are you doing with this weekend? And you're like, oh, it's my birthday. And I'm like, oh my God.
I think it would have been, I think the way I did it was the nicest way.
No, I think the way you did it was very stupid.
I thought it was very nice that I, first off...
and I'm pretty sure you do it the same way every single year.
Okay. I gave a shout out to the Burger King Corporation because they brought back spicy chicken nuggets.
brought back?
Brought back because that into the fast food lexicon.
Okay. I was going to say, because they never had them.
Yeah, but now they do because they saw a giant void left by Wendy's totally dumping spicy chicken nuggets.
Assholes.
By the way, total assholes. By the way, have you now partaken in the spicy chicken nuggets at Burger King?
No.
Okay, you really should. They're like $1.50 for like 50.
That scares me.
I know, but you know what? It's I think it's all the it's the Burger King. He can do what he needs. He can just sit there and be like, Mr. Burger King, we're losing money off this. He goes, doesn't matter. Do you realize the margins we're making on those crowns? That's what he does. That's how he makes his cash. So basically, I mentioned to Alex, because here's the thing. I thought there was a chance that either Alex was unavailable or because I know right offhand, I'm not looking anything, Alex's birthday is June 7th.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Well, you also have a memory, and I do not.
Okay.
So it's not fair to expect me to remember things.
I understand that. So
it's not like it falls on the same day every year or something.
It's not like it's been October 20th for 41 years. But
Whoa, Mike just said his age, everyone.
Yeah,
so everyone
41.
go back and play that again.
Yeah, 40.
Like 50
I
times.
freely admit.
Yeah, but I feel like you were a little hesitant last year.
40 is kind of a day. It's like whoa.
Yeah,
I'm
but
40.
then 41 is like. No big deal.
Well, I'm over. It's over.
You're over
whatever.
the hill now. Did you get one of those cards yet?
No, I'm so.
When does that happen? When you turn 50?
Not when you don't. Not when you look this fucking good.
Oh, okay.
Anyways,
Anyways,
that didn't
Mike
really
told
work
no
well
one
on the
about his
podcast,
birthday.
but live I just winked at the camera. But yeah,
I don't even know if you could see it from the camera.
Yeah, the camera just kind of looked at.
At least you told everyone.
Great. Here's my thing though with the. I actually look and feel better now than I did 10 years ago. Now, granted, 10 years ago, I was like pushing 400 pounds.
Me too.
So you were not pushing 400 pounds.
10 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. 14 was a bad year for me.
You were not.
Started
you were
high
not
school.
14. You were
400 pounds.
Mrs. Clemens, tell everybody in the comments. By the way, comment away on everything like that. But you were not 400 pounds.
I maybe like 375.
Okay, that I could believe.
But I was, close.
You were getting there.
Yeah. One more donut, I would have been 400.
Yeah, that was a weird year at Baldwin Area Middle School or whatever that. What was your middle school called?
Harrison.
Harrison. Who was it named after?
I don't know.
You never knew what your like. Okay,
I don't know. There was something in front of it, but I don't remember what it was.
My God, you don't know.
James
Harrison. It was James Harrison High School. James Harrison Middle School. They named their high school after the outside linebacker for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah. I don't know. It was something.
Okay, I went to O'Hara Elementary, which was named after the municipality it was in, O'Hara Township, who, by the way, was named after John O'Hara, who supplied weapons to the American Revolution.
Did you do your research on this just so you could?
No, I just know the name of my school and why it is. Like, for instance, again, I grew up in Aspinwall, which was the last name of the lady they bought the land from to make Aspinwall. And then I went to Fox Chapel High School, which again, they named it Fox Chapel because literally, and this is how dumb it is, on maps, a guy named Fox was a pastor and he had a church. And so on the map, it said Fox's Chapel. Oh, and that's why they call it Fox Chapel.
Yeah, no one ever explained to me what Baldwin is or anything like that. That should be like day number 1 of school.
Yeah, like where they explain to you exactly why the thing is named. And then also the Whitehall part. So your Baldwin Whitehall area school
idea.
district. You didn't even know what Whitehall was.
I don't even know. My elementary school was named Painter, and I don't know why.
My elementary school, I went to one in Midland for 2 years called Emerson Elementary, which was named after the writer.
Oh.
Yeah. See,
well.
I know what my schools did.
Okay, maybe my mom will tell us. Maybe she knows. Or maybe she can look it up because she's at work.
Okay, yeah. Figure out name Alex's middle school and why it was named that. But back to my birthday. So everyone, shout out to everyone who for the great happy birthday
Who
messages.
wished Mike happy birthday after he slyly told them it was his birthday.
I did not slyly tell anybody that it was my birthday. The only person I did was you, and then you gave me a very nice message on text, which I was
because I had to.
I know you really.
What else am I gonna do?
Yeah, you have to pull something.
Poop on you, Mike.
Yeah, you have to pull something out of your ass. But the one person who I felt won my birthday was a guest on the show, Garrett Teitelbaum. He posted on my Facebook this meme, which I think was very creative and very one. And when I saw this, I was like, kudos to Garrett Teitelbaum. We're right there. It says, "Happy birthday from the other Mike Sasson.
I don't remember the other Mike Sasson looking like that.
That's that. Remember, I have the joke where I say I Googled my name.
Oh, no, yeah. I mean, I know that it's a model, but, like, I don't know. I don't remember that model looking like that. I only remember his butt.
Yeah, you remember? I remember showing you a couple pictures in a bar once, and you were just like, "Damn, that ass though."
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what I said.
I know. I'm not paraphrasing. That's exactly what you said. Damn, that ass though. No, that is Mike Sasson, the male model.
Mike Sasson, the male model.
Yep. Now, but honestly, let's put all the cards on the table. I think you'd be much more excited to do a weekly show with that guy.
I don't know. Maybe he has. Maybe he's boring.
What if he just kept his shirt off?
I don't know.
It's close now.
Then it'd be a little bit weird, I feel,
After a while.
Then I would feel like weird being in, like, the 50 layers that I have to have on to be in here.
Why? You would feel you would need to have... the podcast would just suddenly become just shirtless.
Yeah, like
podcast.
that weather person who does the weather naked.
Like on the Naked News and everything?
Yeah.
The Naked News, I don't know. Is that even still... Like, back when that started, that was like an interesting thing. But now there's so much nudity on the internet. What's the point?
There's not a lot of nudity where you get news out of it, too.
So essentially, you're like, it's for people
You're not watching porn and they're telling you, like, what's going on with the weather.
Well, again, I think that would be an interesting concept.
They might be, but...
They might be, but you don't notice it because usually the volume's down.
Do you listen to porn with the volume down?
No, you're right. I do listen to it with the volume
Unless
up.
there's music. Why would they ever put porn in music? Nope.
Because...
Nope, put music in porn.
Yeah. Well,
you never know.
Some old person sitting there going, that's what they do. They put their porn in the music. But it all started with, like, in the 70s, I guess, people didn't know exactly because they wanted to make them into movies because they were in theaters.
Yeah, which is understandable. But these days, like, why are you putting music to it? Like, why do you need that? No, they do.
Really?
Yes. I find it all the time, and it's like I don't know. It's weird.
I think they do have. I think at the porno awards they do give out like best song and stuff like that.
That's ridiculous.
I think they do.
I would not even want to win that.
Here's the thing about the whole porn awards thing. Like, that's the whole joke about it is the fact that these people, they take it seriously. Like, if you win,
I hope they take them seriously.
But I mean, like, you win best in threesome, and then you're like crying and thanking your mom. I mean, I don't know if that's really appropriate.
Well, whatever you want to do.
Whatever floats your boat.
I think they should take them seriously, but I would not want to win best song. Like, I came to the porn awards and win best song. Really?
Do you think that they'd have it like in the Oscars where someone sings it?
Do they have them on TV?
Yeah, they're on like Showtime, which I don't get Showtime, so I've actually never seen.
When do they happen?
I don't know.
Can you slyly tell me when those happen too?
Yeah, I'll slyly tell you. What would be great at the spicy chicken nuggets? The porn awards, which are on right now.
Exactly. Please do that.
Okay. All right. Now, moving on. Again, thank you very much for all the birthday messages. Now, moving on. A couple weeks ago, I had a story about my niece Mia.
Yeah.
Okay. Mia is just a wealth of her doing just crazy shit. That's just what she is. She's just a 3-year-old firecracker that just does really this nut stuff, which is fun. Especially when you have a show and you got to tell people like, hey, I just saw something weird. She's good for that. So last week I did a story about the fact that she painted her face blue. I had to clean it off and she kept on stalling. So I thought that was cute and fun, all that kind of stuff. Well, whenever I talk about Mia or Carly or Jack, those are my nieces, I call Heidi, their mom, my sister-in-law, and say, hey, I'm going to talk about this. This is the story. Are you cool with it? And then she always says, absolutely not. But then sometimes she goes, yeah, you're okay. Well, she told me this story over the weekend where the last story we did about the face turning blue, I told her about that, and she showed Mia and Carly the thing on her phone. Like, look, Uncle Mike talked about you, and showed the thing, and Mia was like, oh, that's whatever. And then Carly sits there and goes, where am I?
Oh.
Where am I? And then, Heidi had to sit there and go like, well, it's a story about Mia. And Carly just goes, oh, and just walks out all in a huff.
Little sassy pants.
Little sassy pants. So just so you know, Carly, and I had to explain this to her when I saw her, you don't want me to like have a story about you. It means that you've done something silly. Like, it means something that you're like, because Carly actually is growing into like a very like intelligent, and she's in first grade. She knows how to like read and all that other kind of stuff. So she doesn't do wacky stuff anymore like paint her face blue. So
right.
It's not something to where I have a ton of stories about Carly anymore. Because she's like, she's in first grade. She's in the big time. I call it the show. She's in the show right now. So this is just a shout out to Carly. Hey, you don't want me to be talking about you on the show because it means that you did something, ridiculous, like you rode a dog or you ran down the street, throwing firecrackers at cop cars. Something that you really shouldn't want to do.
See, I can't do anything anymore. Like when I'm with my family or like people who know they have the show, they're like, oh, this is going to be on the show next week. Like Alex is going to talk about this. Like I was at a surprise party for one of my friend's dads on Sunday, and everyone was like, oh, are you going to put this on the show this week? I was like, no, especially not because you just told me to put it on the show. But then I did put it on the show because I'm talking about it right now. But I'm not talking about the exact circumstance that happened.
But was there anything that was funny that happened during?
To be honest, I don't remember.
You were so hammered.
I was not. I had two Guinnesses.
Okay.
And a poop ton of food.
And now let me ask you a question. Did you get a concussion? I mean, is there a reason why you don't remember anything?
I don't remember anything ever.
Okay. Because this is
my 50 concussions that have all built up throughout my life.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, now you've mentioned that you've probably felt that you've had a good amount of concussions.
Yeah. I mean, I fall on cement a lot.
What are you going to do?
That's, sometimes what happens when you fall on cement.
My mom called me this past weekend just to tell you, like, again, this is going to be on the show. If you call me, it's going to happen. She calls me and she sits there and goes, Michael, do I have a concussion? And I go,
what did she do?
She was outside watering her plants, which, again, it rained all day.
Did she fall on cement?
She fell on cement, and I sat there and I went, well, you sound coherent. What day is it? And she goes, it's Sunday. And I go, where are you? She goes, at my house. I go, what's the address? She goes, 123 Happy Street. And I sit there and I go, okay, who's the president? She goes, Donald Trump. And I go, you don't have a concussion. But I just love the fact that she would just sit there immediately because it's been in the news so much and immediately go into the fact that she might have a concussion. I think that's one of the things. I bet you $20 if you talk to a doctor right now, because of all the news about concussions, they probably see 50 people a day who just are like, I think I have a concussion. You're like, no, that's a zit on your forehead.
Yeah, see, I didn't worry about it, and now there's no brain cells left in my head.
That's why you keep drinking. Anyways, moving on.
Why not?
Again, Carly, you don't want to be on the show, so that was just a shout out to them. Now, as you know, I'm a avid fitness enthusiast.
Sorry.
Yeah, that was kind of a joke. Anyways, so what I try to do now is before I do anything in the morning, before I go to work, anything like that, I try to get a workout in. So my new gym has like a shower, all that kind of good stuff, so I can drive to the workout place just in my workout clothes and then have my stuff in my bag and then come out and I'll be all ready to go for the rest of the day.
Does anyone else do that?
No.
I've never heard anyone do that before.
I invented the concept.
That's amazing.
I know. I'm so amazing.
Everyone's going to do that now.
Everyone is going to do it now, and they're all going to call it Sassing. Anyways.
Oh, okay.
And it would be a cool name. Anyways, I'm driving to the place, and I realize I'm going through my mental checklist of everything that I'm like, okay, I got my shirt, got my khaki pants, got my work shoes, got my black, dress, socks. Oh, crap. I forgot to put in underwear. And I didn't have underwear on because I don't want to get underwear all stanky.
What?
So.
What?
Yeah.
What?
What do you mean, what?
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 Are you not wearing underwear to work out? I feel weird
I have
making eye contact with you.
I have compression shorts on to make sure that my giant thighs don't rub together.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I have some undergarments, just not like full-fledged underwear.
Okay.
Anyways, I realize I don't have underwear on.
No.
So then I have to figure out where I got to get underwear, and it's not that easy. There's not like a lot of retail locations really in general that have underwear. So I had to drive up the road. It was on Route 8, and I had to drive up eventually go to the Walmart. So I just grabbed a thing that just said boxer briefs.
Okay.
So I was just like, okay, this is what I want. I go and pay for it. Then I see the bag of boxer briefs, and apparently I got a new type of boxer briefs, if you want to put that up.
The great type?
The amazing type. I don't know.
These long leg.
The long leg.
Boxer briefs?
Long leg boxer briefs. Apparently it's a new style of long leg boxer briefs. And I didn't realize.
Just in case you don't want to show the bottom of your thighs.
Or I think, to be honest with you, they're going to become like the Magnum condoms of thing because it's for guys with giant like schlongs.
I don't know if it gives you any more room up there.
But I think like, if you have like a giant one and you're worried about it peeking out the end, I think.
I think it's for people who are self-conscious about their thighs. You know, it's like a girdle. You know, like Spanx that girls wear. You know,
you think they're male Spanx?
Yeah, but like they're not gonna call them that because then no guy would buy them. But like that's basically they're like sucking in their thighs a little bit.
I've never met a guy that's that whatever about their thighs.
They're out there. Were they okay?
They're just underwear. All I care about underwear is that
your thighs feel really nice?
Not really.
Were you like, wow? My
thighs feel normally pretty nice in general with boxer briefs. The invention of boxer briefs were the greatest invention next to cell phones in my generation.
And sliced bread? That was your generation, right?
No, that was a week before I was born. Anyways, so like boxer briefs, I remember before I just had briefs. I had like the tighty whities. That was like when you were 12 years old. Then boxer briefs came out, and I always had giant thighs because I'm a big human being. And then boxer briefs came out, and I'm like, this is everything I want because I hated boxer shorts because then my boys didn't have a home. Now my boys had a home. I had thigh protection because I've always had big thighs, and that means chafing, all that kind of good stuff. So the boxer briefs were great, and now they're coming out with longer legs. I personally thought it was like the Magnum for guys who are like, hey, you know, I don't want the tip of my boy sticking out the bottom. You're thinking it's basically for very self-conscious men who don't want the bottom of their thighs showing?
Yeah, and they want to, you know, suck in their thighs a little bit.
Have you
Maybe if they're wearing a dress, and they're like, ooh. You know?
You know what? Maybe that's
That's the exact noise.
That's the exact noise. Like, ooh. Have you ever dealt with a man who, like, when he pulls off his pants, he sits there and he's like, "Don't look at the back of my thighs." What does that mean?
I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe you've dealt with men who are a little self-conscious about their thighs.
Yeah, I mean, Zach's a little self-conscious about his thighs.
What about his thighs?
He's a really big butt. I can say these things because I know he's not going to watch this.
I know.
He's a very big butt and, you know, larger thighs. That's where, you know, carries his weight. But I don't think he'd wear these. But, like, sometimes he's either, like, really, like, he'll flaunt it, you know, he'll, like, twerk for you. Or he's like, don't look at me.
Don't look, yeah.
It's one or the other. There's no in between.
There's no in between. He's either just like, yeah, look at this big old butt. Or she's sitting there going, I'm not a piece of meat. I'm a human being. My eyes are up here.
Yeah, that.
Did his butt, like, attract you at a certain point? Was that one of the first things you noticed?
I really didn't notice it, I don't think, until, like, we started dating.
And then you were like, wow, this guy really, like, does he work out at all?
Well, when he gains weight, it goes to his butt. So,
really?
Like, you know, when we started dating, you know, we did that thing where, you know, you gain weight together.
As like a thing or just
Yeah,
accidentally?
just as like, hey, let's do something as a couple.
Yeah, let's eat a lot of calories and get a third chin, whatever.
That's what happens.
Okay. But I mean, like, so, like, but he's self-conscious about it and all that kind of stuff. Like, one thing I've never noticed about, and I'm very happy about, is like most dudes, and including me, I should have cottage cheese on the back. I don't, which is really, I'm pretty proud of that back.
I'm very proud.
Yeah, but that would be the only reason why I think the back of like thighs would be issues. But I've never seen a bunch of dudes that way. So, but you're saying Zach's got a big old butt.
Big old butt.
Does he work out? Like, does he do like a lot of squats and a lot of that kind of stuff? Because there's a lot of guys in the gym. That's a big emphasis. Is you got to get thighs and because that's one aspect of the male body right now. Like butts are big with women. Butts are big with men as well. You got a lot of guys. They look at the big old butt.
I don't know.
You're not a big
I'd rather
fan?
you like work out your top half.
Really?
But like not if it's like uneven, I don't want you to be like, super big, jacked up dude up here and then you got little scrawny legs.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
Never miss leg day is what Alex is saying. If you want to get with Alex, don't miss leg day. Anyways, again, this weekend will be my sister's birthday. My sister Mary will be here in a little bit. But next, we will have bar thoughts and experiences with Alex, where she will discuss her vast amount of food she consumes while drunk. Again, it's the Mike Sasson Show live on the River's Edge.
Hey, River's Edge listeners, Alex here from the Mike Sasson Show, and boy, have I got to tell you about Salon 22, a small local business located right here in Millville. I got my hair colored there about 2 weeks ago, and I still can't stop staring at myself. They use this awesome new technique called color melting to make me look like a mermaid. But don't worry, if mermaid hair isn't your thing, they'll meet all your hair goals with things like balayage, rose gold, unicorn hair, ombre, as well as monochromatic color, which is your standard basic coloring. Seriously, they do it all and they do it good. Check Salon 22 out on Facebook and mention this ad when you make your appointment to receive a free color lock service to help preserve your color. It's a $20 value for free. I'm not kidding. Book your appointment now by calling 412-822-7222. That's 412-822-7222.
You are listening to the River's Edge Radio Network, and you are listening to the Mike Sasson Show live at www.riversedgepgh.com or on TuneIn Radio, or you are listening to it after the fact on SoundCloud, iTunes, or Google Play, or you're watching us right now on Facebook Live. Thank you very, very much for all of the support. And again, my sister Mary, who is a comedian from Los Angeles, is in the green room right now, so she'll be up after this segment. But right now, we've got the segment that everyone loves. It's when Alex drinks, and then suddenly she tells you what she thinks. Hey, that rhymes. I'm so talented.
Oh my God.
It's so great. Anyways, it's Bartha Thoughts and Experiences with Alex. Play the song.
Maybe y'all can relate. My style's dope any way that you slice it. Here's a fresh cut, hope that you like it. About to open up a can.
What is your bar thought for this week, Alex?
So my Bartha is the amount of money that I spend when I'm drunk and need food. Like on Friday, Zach and I were just like, oh, after you get done with work, we'll go get a drink. Yeah. That's it. We'll go get a drink.
Like
we'll come home.
Like a group of adults would. Like, oh, just a cocktail.
Yeah, just one drink.
Yes.
But that didn't happen. I went home, and then Liam was there, so we were drinking before Zach got home. So I was drinking a little bit, and I was like, I am starving. So we were going to go get this drink, but then we're like, no, do we really want to? And so for us to go get a drink at Bigham Tavern, which is where we wanted to go, we have to walk uphill both ways. Like, that's a legitimate thing.
That's not like old school, like...
Yeah, a lie that our parents told us. That's a legitimate thing that I have to do if I want to go to this bar.
Okay.
Or we can get an Uber and be assholes because we're going like 3 minutes away from our house.
Yes.
So you have that choice. So we're like, okay, which one do we do? So then we decided that we were going to order food and we would just go pick it up.
Okay.
Instead of like having to be there and like do everything, we'll just drink at home.
Okay.
We'll go order food, pick it up. So I ordered it, didn't work. I ordered it exactly 11:30, and that was the cutoff.
Okay.
It like went through at 11:30. They're like, nope, sorry, we don't take any orders after 11:30. I was like, fuck. So we had to go and get takeout then.
Okay.
So when we were there, I was looking at the menu. I was like, I want every single thing on this menu. So we got 2 mac and cheeses, some mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, a chicken sandwich, and some other things. I don't really remember what it was. But so we ended up spending a total of $50 on food. But then I felt really bad that we were ordering food at like 11:30, 11:45. So I tipped them $20.
Okay.
So as a whole, I spent $74 at Bigham on Friday night. And that's just Friday night. And that's only one day out of my week that I get drunk.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, you get drunk like probably, 3 or 4 times a week?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, like, I would sit there and say that if you ever decided, you know what, I'm going to quit drinking.
Yeah.
You could buy yourself like a new Bentley within like a month and a half.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, like, that's one of the things like everyone always talks about is like once you've like if you sat there and like people who smoke a lot now they're always complaining. They're like, oh, it's like $8-10 a pack, and if you do 2 pack, it's kind of like again, it's hundreds of dollars. Going that. It's the same thing with drinking. There's whole industries. They talk about the fact that in states where there's legalized marijuana, that like the amount of fast food consumed is spiked.
Oh, I'm sure.
And that, there's so many different. It's almost like the shadow economy that, like, yeah, everyone knows that the reason why, like, for instance, Sheetz makes a lot of money with MTOs and everything like that is drunken stoned people at 2 a.m. after the bar.
Yeah, I did that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, their entire industry is based upon that. It's a massive corporation employing thousands of people based upon drunk people showing up. And why do you think they have all of these appetizer and all this kind of stuff? Nothing healthy. It's all just like, cheddar, it's like, oh, the mac and cheese
Did
bites.
you see that new study that the fried food is the healthiest thing for you?
Yes, I saw that new study.
Do you want to know the things that I wrote down whenever we were going to get our food?
Scream them out, Alex.
Do you want me to scream them?
No, don't do what I do ever in the microphone. Go ahead.
So me and Zach were originally going to go get drinks, and it was like our date night, you know? So I was dressing for a date night.
Ooh.
And then when I realized we were just going to go get takeout, I was like, oh, now that we're just going to get food, I can dress warmly. I don't have to dress like a whore anymore.
You're saying that, so you wrote that down?
I wrote that down.
You said good.
I like to remember things that I say.
Okay, apparently, yeah. Make sure you write down everything you say. You say, good, I don't have to dress like a whore now.
Yeah.
So when you go out with Zach, you want to whore it up. You want to make
it's date night, you know? You gotta put something sexual on.
So you're thinking that when you walk into a bar with Zach, you want everyone to sit there and say, wow, that guy got a really nice, expensive call
I mainly just want... No. I wouldn't necessarily say I dress like a whore, but, you know, I wear something that makes everything look nice.
But here's the thing about it. Like, if you ever actually see, like, if you ever see, like, streetwalkers and all that kind of stuff.
Streetwalkers. They sound like zombies.
Well, okay. That is kind of what, maybe that's what I see. They're not actually prostitutes. Most prostitutes are wearing, like, sweatpants and, like, you know, they're all, like, meth addicts. They're not, like, really dolling it up anymore. That's something that we have to work on. I think we need to doll up our prostitutes.
Should we
more.
Like go give them all makeovers?
That would be the
do it.
Prostitution makeover.
It will have like a home makeover show, except that we do it with prostitutes. It'll be so cute.
Whorehouse make.
And then we do like a cool reveal too.
Yeah.
You know, like they don't see themselves at all, and
Yeah.
then we have one of those mirrors, and it's like, oh, and they cry, and then we have their whole family come in.
Yeah, and they all hug them, and then they go out in the street and they're strutting their stuff, and then they're like, I made an extra $50, and you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
So
there you go. I think
that's a great idea.
All right, I'll write that one down.
Whore makeovers. Boom. Win. Victory. Got it. So do you have anything else that you wrote down?
No, it's okay.
That's it.
I think we're okay.
You did enough. That was Bar Thoughts and Experiences with Alex, brought to you by alcohol. Thank you very much. And now it's my turn. It's 5 takes where I personally believe it proves that I'm more screwed up because I wrote this stuff down sober. Again, it's 5 takes. Here's my first take. We've had this debate before, what makes a MILF, okay? And so I made this comment and I stick by it. Personally, I think if you're gonna be a MILF, a mother I'd like to fuck, you have to have had 8 children. Yeah, you'd had to have had a child. You have to be a mother. If not, you're just an older woman that wants to have sex.
Is this your thought? You just are talking about something that we talked about before?
I'm explaining my thought. Okay, so here's my thought. To make MILF porn more authentic, I think all of them should start with the woman in the delivery room.
Ew, what? I thought you were going to say with her children in it, and I feel like that's probably...
Yeah, that'd be a little weird. That'd be a little, have the kids run around.
And the delivery thing isn't weird at all.
Yeah, but then there'd be doctors. It'd be like a flashback, and then it'll be like a Tarantino movie, and then it comes in to where, like, okay, it proves she's a mom. She's alone in the house, and then the plumber comes, and then it's go time.
I don't know. Her being old, like, isn't enough.
No, I believe that they have to have a new word for it. Because if you're not a mother, you're not a MILF. Just like you have GDILF. I believe that, have we checked out whether Tom Selleck actually is a grandfather? I assume he is.
I don't want to like ruin my vision for him.
You don't want to actually. Would you want to see what his wife looks like?
Maybe.
Just to sit
Depends.
there. Depends.
Like threesome thoughts, you know.
Nice. Threesomes with a 70-year-old man and woman.
It wasn't gross until you said nice like that.
There you go. That's the first thought. Number 4. Now, obviously, we're not a huge sports show, but I have to bring this up. Martavis Bryant, wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers, is acting like a complete idiot. He's not getting the ball, so everybody's upset. So he's upset. He wants to be traded. Here's my take on it. It's the Steelers' fault. Here's why. Everybody knew the guy was an idiot. When a guy who is a complete moron acts like a complete moron, it's not the moron's fault. He's a moron. He does what he does. It's your fault for drafting him. Now, granted, they sat there and said this guy is first-round talent. They drafted him in the 4th round. That's why he got drafted in the 4th round, because everyone knew he was a complete moron. But if you bring him on your team and you let him stick around even after he gets suspended for a year, when he starts acting like an idiot, that's on you. Anyways.
I think there's a ghost in here.
There is.
Did it just get really cold to you?
No, it didn't. It clearly, no, it
it's
didn't.
It's like, I don't know. I just
the
got
air
really,
is on,
really
by the
cold.
way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it.
That's all it is. It's the air conditioning. You forgot to turn off the air conditioning.
But I didn't hear it before. It's on like nothing.
Yes. Well, it's sunny outside all of a sudden. All right. Don't. There. Now you're going to make me uncomfortable. My sister Mary also enjoys cold weather as well. Anyways, number 3. We had this debate on Friday. We were texting back and forth. I personally believe McDonald's overall has the best chicken nuggets.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, you just almost.
That's absurd.
Really? Why do you not like the McDonald's one? I don't
like the outside of them. They're weird.
I think
there's
the
like
whole
a weird
crunch,
consistency on the outside.
Yeah, it's like almost a little bit of a crunchier thing.
It gives you like a weird taste on your tongue.
I'm not a big fan of like the breadcrumb thing. I like the fried instead of the breadcrumb.
Ugh.
Yeah. All right, that's my opinion. That's my opinion is meh. Your opinion is yeah. Anyways, that's my thing. McDonald's, I think, has the best chicken nuggets. Again, comment away if you think I'm right or she's wrong. Anyways, number 2. So the World Series is happening this week. So last week, a lot of people. I know you're thrilled. You're absolutely
Love
thrilled.
the World Series.
Love the World Series.
Favorite thing.
Can't get enough of that World Series, which
and
is
those
what sport?
butts.
What's
baseball.
Okay, good. All
I
right,
win.
there you go. You win that one. All right, will you be commenting on the butts? Because last time
that's a long thing to be.
I know
watching butts.
because if you remember in July we asked you to comment on the butts of the All-Stars, and I
they're
think
all great.
They're all super butts.
Baseball pants make your butt look great.
Really?
It's almost impossible to have a bad butt.
Of the major sports, what would you say gives you the best butt?
Ooh, hockey.
Really? It's like that
yeah.
giant girdle thing.
No, see, okay, so when I'm at work.
Okay, but they're not. I'm not saying which guys have the best butts. I'm saying which sports.
Oh.
Which sports?
Ooh,
yeah.
probably football.
That's what I'm saying because you're basically wearing like leggings essentially.
Yeah, but I mean but then I feel like all of their butts are fake. You know?
What do you mean all their butts are fake?
I don't know. They just don't look real to me.
I will say this about to me
squeezing your butt.
Sidney Crosby is like a normal looking human being until you get to the butt.
Why?
He's got his bottom half is the butt of a 275
See, yeah,
pound
in
man.
real life, hockey players' best butts.
Yeah.
That's how I find them, you know? Like football players are like, okay, I'm going to look for a huge dude.
Yeah.
Hockey players, you're looking for their butt.
Yep. All right.
I don't know. Baseball players, you just...
Baseball players just look like normal.
Dudes.
Yeah, they just look normal dudes. Anyways, but the reason why I bring it up is every year they win the National League or the American League Championship Series, and then all of a sudden they all celebrate. They're pouring champagne on themselves, and they're all. But the thing is, I'm watching this on TV, and there's 50 cameras in there, and people are interviewing him, and I'm sitting there going, "This is a fake party. There's no way that they're putting this on for the cameras." They're happy that they won, but you can't. Would you have a great party if literally there's 15 different cameras going? So Alex, why are you so happy to have a camera? Eventually you're just I'm just having fun.
I would just be screw these cameras. I'm gonna do whatever I want to.
But you can't do that because then someone gets
right in their face.
But then everyone gets in trouble and
No.
yeah. I think it's a fake party.
I'd give them stupid answers to their stupid questions. Take all my clothes off, run around, pour champagne over everyone. That's what I would do.
Okay.
I think they're real.
I don't think it's real. I personally think
the thing that bothers me in there is I'm always like all of this camera equipment is going to be ruined.
That's why they always wrap in. I love they have $2 million cameras and they wrap them in basically garbage bags.
It just scares the crap out of me, and
It's not
all their
your
microphones. Camera. Yeah, but still, it's a lot of money. And you're it's not your
money.
Of getting champagne on all those cameras, just give them to me.
Yes, that you should. What if I bet you there's a place where you can go get champagne covered cameras after.
Ew, and they're all sticky.
But they'd be cheap. They'd be $3 million cameras you can get for $50.
Maybe. I'll look it up.
There you go. And my number one thing. So every time there is a new Sports Illustrated swimsuit, the new thing is that they're putting quote unquote real women in it and women who have curves and all this kind of stuff. There's a picture right now of their two friends from Australia. One of them's like a typical skinny blonde model, and the other one, the friend, is a more typical real woman that you'd see walking around, whatever. And so the thing is that they've announced is that both of them will actually be in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. So you can sit there and see that. Now, here's my thing. I believe that what Sports Illustrated isn't trying to be like body affirmative or anything like that. They're just trying to get attention. Because if that woman who's just the typical skinny model was in Sports Illustrated, no one would care. It'd be like, okay, another beautiful skinny model is in Sports Illustrated.
Right.
Who cares? But they sat there and went, hey, we're going to put her and her friend who isn't a typical skinny model in it. Aren't we the best people in the world? No, you're just trying to sell more magazines. You're just trying to be, trying to exploit the fact that people are going to go, good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. All this other kind of stuff.
They have a great marketing department.
Great marketing department. Do you know who else has a great marketing department?
Your face.
My face, this show, and my next guest, a person who's very close to me, who's going to get married this weekend. My sister Mary, comedian out of Los Angeles. She will be sitting right here. We'll be moving this plant, and she will be sitting here. It's my sister Mary. Up next on the Mike Sasson Show, you're listening live at www.riversedgepgh.com on the River's Edge. We'll be right back.
Brian Crawford letting you know that Kevin Slogic, my State Farm agent in Allison Park, is here to help life go right and reminds you that you're listening to the River's Edge Radio Network.
Go, it's green, come on! Go!
God damn it, Brian, you need to calm down
Yeah,
with
I'm
the road
sick of
rage.
these people, these assholes.
It's the road rage, man. You gotta calm down on the road rage.
Well, I want to get to where we're going. We have a lot of great stuff coming up. We're going to Falling Water,
Bicycle heaven.
the Mattress Factory,
Tuck knob.
Trundle Manor. All right, which way do I go? Which way do I go? Come on,
right,
come on.
right.
Too late now.
Right, come on.
Too late now, I gotta keep going. I'm not gonna sit here like some asshole.
Oh, come on, man.
All right, you're listening to The Culture Cruise. You can find us at riversedgepgh.com.
Your local Pittsburgh area museum podcast.
Yes, riversedgepgh.com, and come take a ride with us.
It is the Mike Sasson Show live at the Mr. Smalls Theater in beautiful Millville, Pennsylvania. You are listening to us live at www.riversedgepgh.com or live on TuneIn Radio across the world, or you're watching us live on Facebook Live, or after the fact, it's a podcast where you can listen to us on iTunes, SoundCloud, or Google Play. My name's Mike Sasson, that is Alex Clemens, and next to me is someone very close to me, both literally and figuratively. My sister Mary from Los Angeles, comedian extraordinaire. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Hello.
This is the biggest get I've ever gotten. This is it.
I do have to say I felt a little bit of a bait and switch. You were like, you want to be on the show? I was like, absolutely. It's at 9:30 a.m. Oh, you should lead with that.
There's a reason why I didn't lead with that. Because like I was told by, it's like, hey, she's going to be in Monday. And I've always wanted to have you on the show. And I mentioned at the beginning of the show, I don't get the whole time zone thing.
Yeah.
So I know that to getting you on the phone in Los Angeles right now would be kind of rough. So it was like, oh, she's going to be in early because, again, this Saturday, big event, you're going to get married, which is awesome.
Yes.
I think I'm invited. Anyways, so she didn't answer yes. Anyways.
You are, of course.
Yay! Anyway, so I sat there and went, Mary would want to be on the show. I know she's a huge fan. She watches all the clips out in Los Angeles. So then, I said, hey, if you're available. And I really was expecting you to be like, sorry, I don't have a ride.
No, I'll never turn down a podcast. I love podcasts. Also, it boggles my mind that this family can't get time zones down. You take the number and you subtract 3.
I'm
Yeah, it's not like you have to memorize multiple ones, right?
Yeah.
Just
No.
one
It's
other
not like
one.
family members in Central Time Zone.
Yeah. Well, that would really screw up Mom. To be honest with you, just for full disclosure, I'm kidding, but I'll be honest with you, our mother doesn't get them.
I made a rule that nobody is supposed to text before noon Eastern time because otherwise
that's
I'll
nice.
get a bunch of texts in the middle of like 5 a.m. unless it's an emergency. One time, a bear got into the Pittsburgh Mills Mall, and I'm getting like 400 texts. And I was like, hey,
That's
I
an
said not
emergency.
unless emergencies. And my mom, who doesn't get mad that often, was like, this is an emergency. A bear got in the mall.
But here's the thing. First off, that happened at 9 o'clock at night, and what would you have done?
I don't know. Also, it wasn't like the bear attacked you.
No, it was just in the store, and I saw it, and I left the store.
You saw
Wait,
the bear?
what?
I saw the bear. I've told this story on the air.
No, you haven't.
Okay, yeah, I was working at Sears at the Pittsburgh Mills Mall, and so the whole story is this. So I'm sitting there, it's late at night on a Saturday, I haven't sold anything, so I'm pissed as all hell. There's two couples
You're
coming.
covered in honey.
I'm covered in honey. Yeah, I'm covered in honey. I'm wearing a bear outfit because it's our bear of a sale weekend. And so I'm sitting there and I'm working on this one proposal with this one couple, and they're like, yeah, we want a washer and dryer pair, we want protection.
Oh, so the bear screwed the deal.
The bear screwed me out of like $300.
That bear
Did
works
it just
for
like
Circuit
walk
City
in
or
the front
something.
door, like in the
Yeah.
sliding doors? And
Well,
just
that was
walked in.
Yeah, because that was one of the things. Like the news media, like kept on calling the store, and the manager sat there and goes, "What do you need? What information do you need from us?" He goes, "Well, how did the bear get in the store?" He goes, "He walked in." Like it just those sliding doors. It doesn't like identify you, human being, bear. No, it's just like if they sense there's a
It just
movement.
seems weird.
Okay, I agree that it's
Definitely
not
weird.
something that happens all
And
the
it
time.
seems weird that no one like in the parking lot would say anything either. Like call the store and be like, "Hey, there's a bear about to walk into the store. Like maybe you should do something."
Well, we got news throughout the day that there was a bear in the vicinity.
Wandering, okay.
Yeah, but you
But
can't.
no
like,
one did anything.
What are you supposed to do? Like
I don't know.
you call
Like tranquilize it.
with what? Like we have tranquilizer guns.
You're
just,
telling me
You don't
when
have that at
When you
Sears?
trained at Sears,
Yeah.
you didn't get a tranquilizer gun?
No, we did not. They didn't. They took.
I
these-
thought they sold them there.
It
though.
took me 2 years of. We're not Walmart. It took me 2 years for me to get an iPad.
Gotcha.
That's how. Yeah.
Well, that bear story woke me up,
Hi-yo.
and I didn't appreciate it.
Well, but here's okay. But what I understand, and this is so our mother texts you in Los Angeles, probably like 6 hours after the fact.
Probably to solve the bear problem.
To-
I can't print anything,
What can you
and we
do?
need to solve the bear problem, Mary. What are we gonna do?
We have a giant bear problem in Tarentum, Pennsylvania.
And also, I can't turn on the TV.
Our mother's a character. I can't describe just how. I told on the show, she called me and asked me if she had a concussion.
She asked you if you had a concussion.
She asked her, she goes, I just fell on, and do I have a concussion? And I'm like, do you know?
Mom just knocked her head.
She was watering the flowers, and she was,
Whoa.
yeah, she was like,
A wind blew her over because she's 90
she was
pounds.
like, whoa! And then she hit her head, and she goes, do I have a concussion? And I go, what day is it? She knew it. I go, who's the president? She begrudgingly admitted it was Donald Trump. And I go, do you know, what are your name of your kids? She got everyone but you. And
I was gonna say a concussion test with her would be tough because I can't get normal answers out of her.
that was one of the tough parts about like doing the concussion test at Fox Chapel is that like a lot of times the kids that would get concussions weren't bright to begin with.
Yeah, I remember they told John to like count backwards from 100 by sevens, and everyone was like,
What?
"No, another question."
Yeah, it's
Who
like
could ask? Who could do that?
no one. But that's how they get people
That's
with
absurd.
concussions. Like seriously, if you'd ask John who the president and be like, oh no, some douchebag. You know? There you go. Anyway, so
That's you guys.
That is us guys. Anyway, so again, my sister Mary, comedian. Now you're getting it more into stand-up. I'm seeing like
I
you
am.
did a huge show this past weekend.
I did Wednesday.
Wednesday, which was pretty cool. Congratulations
that
on
was
that.
fun.
And now, one thing I always ask when people come back, you're doing your wedding here in Pittsburgh. When you come back to Pittsburgh, what do you notice about the city, comparatively speaking, to Los Angeles that you're like, you know what, that's something that only happens in Pittsburgh, other than the fact it's not 103 right now.
Yeah, it's 103 in LA. I shoot up to being a 9.
You get modeling gigs, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I look beautiful. The biggest thing I noticed today was that like highways, cars are moving.
Yeah.
That there's a lot less traffic. Obviously, that's like the LA stereotype. But like, I'm like, oh God, when you can move on a highway, what a tool a highway is.
Instead of being just like a death trap where you just get really mad.
Yeah. People are also very nice. People are nicer.
Are people like insanely mean? Like the big thing was like I've spent a good amount of time in New York City, and it's not like they're necessarily mean. It's just like everyone seems to be in a rush to go somewhere.
Yeah, and that's a New York thing. And as a side note, I think New York is a trash town. I'll get into it if you need me to.
Okay.
A literal trash rat infested island.
Yes.
People aren't necessarily mean in LA, but I will say that like waiters are a big thing. That like we went to the last time I was here with my fiance, we went to the Cracker Barrel, and I was treated by the waitress like she was my godmother. Anything I needed, if I needed a blanket to be draped on me, she was gonna do it. She was so sweet. Waiters in LA are they're all like actors who don't want to be there, and so if you're like, hi, I haven't had water in 3 hours, they're like,
I haven't had a good juicy roll in 2 years.
Yeah, they're all very disgruntled.
Well, one of the things I've always brought up to like comedians from New York and LA is they all have the typical like, McDonald's and Wendy's is such trash and always go like, I'm like, that's because you're visiting McDonald's and Wendy's in New York. You drive and go into like central Pennsylvania to the McDonald's.
Best restaurant you'll ever have.
You'll have the best service. It's like old ladies that have worked there since like the 30s.
Yeah.
It's like that's like I had this experience while I was driving to New York. I go off the side of the road and I go to McDonald's. I literally took the time to sit down because it was like tablecloths and the whole thing.
That's their restaurant.
This is the most beautiful thing. And the manager came out with like, so was everything good and everything like that? I'm like, yes, it was
There's
excellent.
Wendy's in LA I won't go in.
But that's the thing. So then the next day I had such a positive feeling about McDonald's. I went into a McDonald's in Queens. Yeah, bad mistake. It was literally the person behind the counter could not understand me. I had literally just got down to just screaming the number of what I wanted and just being like, this, four, and I grabbed a cup and just walked away and swiped whatever. So yeah, I think it is like a little bit different there. Now, again, full screen is what you work for. So you're doing a lot of stuff there. Now, one of your most, the one that's getting the most traction, I guess, is when you and other three comedians are all dressing, I guess, as like typical like asshole men.
Yeah.
And now, where did that idea come from and all that kind of stuff?
We were coming up with ideas of, I guess, something maybe even like topical, and two things came to mind was that like, oh, the NFL keeps trying to like court women, and also that they kept having these like healthcare panels but not inviting any women. So I was like, oh, what if we made fun of that? And then I was like, it would be really funny. What if we dressed in drag and we were the men and we were doing that? And then I'm not allowed really to be in a lot of the sketches because it's like a company for like 18-year-olds kind of thing. So I was like,
I love you're too old.
Yeah, right. So I'm too old. Yeah. Even though I feel like with freckles, I don't think I look even as old as I am. But so I kind of
That's the most LA things. Like, what? I could play between 30 and
I could
12.
range down to 18 if you put pigtails in my hair.
I could play an infant,
But so I was like, oh, what if the boss for some reason was like, it's got to be improvised. I don't know why it had to be improvised, but I was
just saves you time of writing it.
I guess kind of. So I was like, well, it has to be improvised. What if I was in it to lead it, like to guide it? And he was like, yeah, okay, sure. So I kind of like snuck myself in the video so that I could just be in it, which is fun. They have done well. It's always funny, the comment sections. Guys are so fucking butthurt all the time. It's so funny how sensitive guys are. Just like, that's not me. I don't act that way. It's just like, well, yeah, are you a 75-year-old senator? I'm not making
Well, what if there is this? What if Orrin Hatch is like, this is terrible. How dare you? Even though I'm not sure he's alive anymore. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, but from the grave. Yeah, it is just so funny. I think it's, like, people are always like, oh, women are so sensitive. No, men are so fucking sensitive. And they're just like, I'm not doing that. That's not me. And it's just like, well, this video really hit a nerve.
I think first off, social media is a cesspool of nothingness.
It's a trash fire.
So, I mean, essentially, you always are going to find the people that are the most butthurt. I mean, most people, like you look at the views, you're getting hundreds of thousands of views, Again, if you get like 500 out of hundreds of thousands, it's not everyone was butthurt. It was just enough where...
I just think it's, the more views we'll get, the more we get those butthurt guys. And it's always so funny to read through them.
That is funny. One of the things that if you ever wanted to see how disgusting human beings are is I know you follow the local news stations, but every time they have any story...
Love me some local news Twitter.
Anytime they'll sit there and be like, mother of three in Homewood, gets shot, and it's like, oh my God, this is terrible. There's always the most horrible human beings in the world, like, why didn't you get a job? What's going on? And I'm just like, this is literally the worst. And then it turns into a discussion about Trump. Then it just this is literally like, this is America right now. It's just arguments over Twitter when it should be something, a little bit different, whatever. Now, one thing, again, because you're a big-time Hollywood celebrity, we wanted to bring this up.
Oh, yeah.
Saw this the other day. A pastor out of Florida who, by the way, this isn't just some random pastor. This is a pastor
famous pastor?
This is someone who got invited to the White House recently.
Which White House?
Which White House, yeah. It's the one that we don't want to go to anymore. His name is Rodney Howard Brown.
I know everything I need to know so far. Florida pastor Rodney Howard Brown.
Okay.
Yes.
So he brought up, because obviously the Harvey Weinstein thing, and people are saying, oh, how disgusting. This was his quote.
This is his take?
This is his take. He goes, many of the Hollywood actors You see on the screen what you don't know. They bring in a witch. They do a seance right there on the set, and they worship devils, and they allow devils to come in them before they take part in what they're going to act. It's a fact what I'm telling you.
Can I tell you one thing,
What's
Mike?
up?
He got us. He got us good.
You got this. You point blank. When you've been on,
We were keeping that a secret.
when you now here's the creme de la creme, because they sacrifice children at the highest levels of Hollywood. They drink
That's
blood.
where all those children stars go.
Yes, that's where Corey Haim doesn't look like he has anything anymore. Yeah, they drink the blood of young kids. This is a fact. That's why the next thing to be exposed will be all the pedophilia that's coming down out of Hollywood and out of Washington, D.C. The human sacrifice and cannibalism has been going on for years.
That's so many things.
Cannibalism.
Cannibalism and human sacrifice.
And drinking the blood of young children. And it's a fact. And this guy has a private audience with the President of the United States.
Fact doesn't mean anything anymore. Apparently fact means what you want to say at that moment.
Yes, that's a fact that Hollywood stars drink the blood of young children. You're
I
like,
would love to know what denomination even is that pastor.
he's his own denomination.
Yeah,
Jesus
right?
does not claim him. Jesus came back for 1 hour.
Not you.
Yeah, just to say back, I love everyone except that guy.
Keep my name out your mouth.
He looks like a guy who would say all of these things, though.
Yeah.
Like you're like exactly what you would think him to look like.
Yeah.
His
Also,
haircut
you-
is he would say things about Satanists.
I've never met like a Rodney who I was like, I gotta take this guy home to my mom.
It's very true.
You wouldn't have, a Rodney Dangerfield back in the day wouldn't
I'm
have
not
been,
taking Rodney Dangerfield home. He's gonna roast us all.
but that'd be hilarious. By the way, he had like 90 writers, so the writers would have to just keep handing him stuff like that.
Just in our small little living room, just handing us things about mom's spaghetti.
Yeah, that would be awesome, by the way. Now, again, more screwed up stuff. You were born in actually Midland, Texas. Uh-huh. You left 2 months later because you had done everything there was to do.
6 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, and the high school that we would have gone to would have been more than likely Robert E. Lee High School.
For real?
The way Midland was set up was there was 2 high schools. It was Robert E. Lee High School.
Ulysses S.
and
Grant?
Yeah, they fought each other at the end of the day. It was Sherman. They always won at football. Anyway, so it was Robert E. Lee High School and Midland High School. We literally were on the dividing line. And Robert E. Lee High School was like the big football power. It was known that they would move the dividing line
Based on if a kid came up and
who
was a
good
great
at
tight
football.
end?
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, guess what? He's in the Robert E. Lee, whatever, and there would be like big battles. It would be like how gerrymandering is right now.
Yeah, why did Midland let this happen?
Because I guess Robert E. Lee had like better kids and had
Gotcha.
more whatever. So there's a good chance we would have gone to, if we would have stuck in Midland, Robert E. Lee High School. Now, obviously, there's a lot of issues right now with naming anything after a person that openly, did an insurrection against the rebellion against the United States. So in San Antonio, Texas, they had a big debate because the name Robert E. Lee High School.
I saw this.
So right now, they changed the name to the Legacy of Educational Excellence High School.
Wow.
Or Lee High School.
I love when people reverse engineer an anagram.
Yes.
Did you know the Patriot Act is an anagram?
Yes.
That's why.
What?
Patriot Act, the Patriot, all of those words stand for something. And for sure they didn't come up with the act and then go, holy shit, that says Patriot.
Yeah.
So they were like, we want to call it the Patriot Act. Let's all write an acrostic poem.
Yeah.
And whoever wins gets to have the Patriot Act.
$20. It was a group of people who were in their 20s who all had to sit in a room. They ordered pizza.
Some think tank.
And they all had to sit there and be like, how the fuck are we going to make patriots? Like, protecting America rights. That's like when I worked at a bank, I found the anagram, and they even made that point. Like, they didn't come up with that on there. So these are other things that they could have actually done. They could have just named it Legacy of Educational Achievement and Leah after Lea Thompson, or Leave, Legacy of Educational Achievement Victory Every Day, or Legacy of Outrageously Stupid Efforts Repeatedly, or Loser. That would have been, I would have liked to go on to Loser High School. That would have liked to do that.
I think I did go to Loser High School. Based on our sports team and everything else.
Hey, they're going to the playoffs this year. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but didn't they get in a dinkier...
Yeah, they're in a
Conference?
dinkier conference. They beat Baldwin.
I think
there you go.
that's what it's called.
It's actually called the Dinky Conference. By the way, I love how we're like, they're sitting at home. They're like, man, we went to the playoffs. It's not our fault. We don't, we're in the Dinky Conference. Anyways, why do I always make people sound like that? Man.
Just very old.
Just very old,
No
very
teeth.
pathetic. Anyway, so again, you were speaking about Cracker Barrel. There's a guy. His name is Ray Yoder. Who we've always talked about the fact that there are certain jobs that we'd really like to have. I think,
All of
Alex,
them.
this is the job that you would love to have. This is a guy who his job was to deliver RVs to RV dealerships.
Okay.
Oh, that sounds tough.
So he would drive the RVs from across the country. So his job literally was just to drive RVs all across the country.
I looked
hard
at
to
that as
drive
a
an
job
RV.
once, actually. So
That's a pretty well, but this is what he did during those long trips. He would go to Cracker Barrel.
Of course.
And so he just did an achievement that took him like 40-something years to do. He has officially eaten in every Cracker Barrel in the country.
Oh my goodness.
wow. Do they have them in other countries? I doubt it. Right? No.
I
No
don't
one.
think
No one
Cracker
else
Barrel
wants
would
those.
work in other countries.
No.
I'd love to see a Cracker Barrel in Japan. I'd love to
Because-
see what they do with it.
Let's yes.
All of like the knickknacks that they have in the
Yeah.
store.
Or like if it was in France, it'd be ironic. And it's just
Yeah.
like, there is. We did a story about like in like Eastern Europe, there is something called American parties. And
American parties?
American parties, you're supposed to wear like American like NBA jerseys or NFL jerseys. And the big thing that you
Those parties
need-
always get out of hand real quick, and it's like, oh, we should have thought about this.
yeah, we just get
Sympathy
obscenely
turns
violent.
to blackface.
Yes. But then ultimately, the one thing that you need, because they don't understand why in every picture of American
The
parties,
solo cups.
the red cups. They just can't get why we have so many red cups.
Those are like Illuminati
not?
symbols.
Yes, that's how you run. That's how you run the world. You need the red cups. By the way, like the red cup sounds like it'd be something like that the Chinese would use, but yet we do.
Yeah,
The
they give
cup.
red envelopes for
Yeah.
New Year's.
There you go. Moving on. Now I mentioned Baldwin High School. Next door to it is Brentwood High School.
Yeah.
Now
It's my neighbor.
There's your neighbor. And how did they come up with the name Brentwood?
I don't know.
Okay.
My mom doesn't know either.
Doesn't know why they came up with Baldwin.
No.
All right. So
Sorry.
this past weekend, an elementary school teacher tweeted out something or Instagram something, one of the social media somethings, that ultimately got her in a little bit of trouble. And I don't understand why she didn't think that this would get
Is
her in
this
trouble.
Kids on Leashes?
Yeah, no, that actually would have gotten a lot of parents for it. So she messaged out, and is it up there?
Yeah.
What did she message out?
I'm going shopping Saturday. Who wants to go? I'm buying a gun. Watch out, world. Ha 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 ha. And there's a rainbow background.
Yeah, that's a person.
That's my favorite thing about it.
Yeah, the fact that she's like, I'm gonna make it a happy thing about
Which
me.
also meant she was like, stars, no. Red, no.
What's
Rainbow.
buying a firearm? It's meant the many colors of the rainbows will be the many.
Do you think anyone went with her though?
Do you think people are? Would you go if your friend said, "Hey, I'm gonna buy a gun"? Would you like go hang out?
I don't know.
Mary,
Might
have you
be a
ever bought a
fun
gun with
time.
somebody?
I've never bought a gun with anyone, but I guess it depends who it was. But also, if someone said "Watch out, world," I might reach out
Yeah.
just to be like, "Hey, what's up?"
Yeah, that was the wrong sentence in that. Not the
Yeah.
rainbows or anything else. Just watch out, world. I've
But-
gone with my dad to like buy guns and stuff and look at them, and I'm like, oh, that one's cute.
It's a cute gun. But but here's the thing: 60 kids was kept home because they were worried that one of the teachers was going to open fire
Were
on the
they
children.
worried, or did they just want an excuse to stay home? Because that's what I would have done.
Here's the thing that I would have, yeah, if I would have gone, we would have gone up to our parents and said like, hey, one of the teachers said that we're going to buy a gun. Totally, no way they would have let us
You're
stay
going
home.
home.
They would have totally just been like, no, you're going to school. It'd been the Sasson children.
They have
sitting-
less kids to deal with when you guys get home.
Yeah, they'd be one texting the teacher, be like, this is where the kids are in first period. I think that our parents, because if there was one thing about the Sasson children, uniformly through 8 children, we all had stellar attendance except for one. But
But I think that later in life, when mom was just like, I'm so tired, I can't care. I missed a lot of random high school, but I always had good grades, so I was like, what are you going to say?
Yes.
I can't get better grades.
Yeah, this legally cannot get better grades.
So I don't need to go to school, it looks like.
Best valedictorian speech in the history of Fox Chapel Area High
What?
School.
We didn't have a valedictorian.
We technically didn't because I was a senior scholar.
Oh, right. They called you that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Aw.
There was like 92 of you too. That's the other thing about Fox Chapel is because no one can win, so everyone's a loser. So they have
Yeah.
like 600 valedictorians.
Oh, see, we didn't have that, but then they had where you could like apply to do one of the speeches. They had
Yeah.
like 60 speeches, and you would apply to do one of them, but you had to be so smart. Like, you had to be in like all of these different clubs and stuff in order to get it. Like, I applied, and obviously I didn't get it.
You weren't qualified?
No, I had to be in like honor society and this thing, and I wasn't
Were they
in
afraid
those.
your speech was going to be
Yeah,
like...
I know.
too, like,
couldn't you just
monosyllabic?
read my speech and be like, oh, okay, this is good.
Oh,
she
yeah,
can do
this
it.
is English.
Yeah. I did the announcements. I think they should have just let me do it
You
regardless.
should have just done the announcements during graduation.
I just say a positive quote.
Yeah, and
That's
then
what, at the end of graduation.
and
That's
then
all
ha-
my job is.
And then have everybody just like stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yes.
Which
I was
no
very
one
good
did.
at reading that.
Which no one did.
Did you, speaking of teachers, this is from before, teachers who have went off the rails, did you know that one of John's teachers drowned her sons?
Oh my God.
Very recently, she just got, I think, like, maybe declared insane, but it was, she was guilty. She was one of those women that, like, she gathered up her kids. I'm laughing because it's crazy, and put them in a bathtub. And a bunch of people texted John, our brother, and goes, I think you did this.
Oh my God.
I think you drove her insane.
Oh my God.
It was
Knowing-
like John's like homeroom teacher.
Oh, John messed with his homeroom teacher a lot.
Hey.
John was just borderline. My brother John, who went off and played football at Youngstown State, was like, you were the yin and the yang. Because there was Mary, who was like, again, straight A's, everything like that. And then John, who I love dearly, was the one where we're just like...
This wasn't his high school homeroom teacher. This was like a middle school one.
Oh, even worse.
But it was enough. Yeah, it was enough that people were like, John, I think you played a part in this.
Years later, even.
Years later, just like, "Kid, you might turn into John.
That woman was just muttering, John Sasson,
God.
you did this.
This is terrible. Something that we're going to go positive. Me and Alex are big fans of.
What?
We're big fans of Playboy magazine.
Oh.
And this month, obviously, it's the first magazine since the death of Hugh Hefner, and they have.
Oh.
I know.
That's sad.
It is sad, but you know.
So now
he
I
had a
have to do
life.
something big. Okay,
Yeah.
I get it.
All right. So they announced that this month's pictorial will be the first trans playmate. Her name is, she's French, Ines Raoul. I probably got it wrong. Anyways,
wrong, yeah.
it sounds wrong.
Sounds
it sounds like
just
even when
Ines.
I wrote
Sounds
it
like
down,
It
I'm
Ines.
didn't
like,
sound French, I'll tell you that.
yeah. If there's anybody that can speak French better than me, I would like to find it. Anyways, so most of the people are like, great, wonderful, this is a wonderful thing, and all this kind of stuff.
And then we
Great.
got Mike's hot take.
Then we're gonna, well, not my hot take. Jenna Jameson,
Okay.
former porno actress, came out and said that ultimately, the way she phrased it, she goes, I'm against this. I feel this is taking down Playboy magazine. I feel the same way about this that I think about how transgender people shouldn't have to compete with women in sports. So in a way, isn't she saying that like she wants to be in Playboy, or women like her, it's like going to be unfair for women in the future to be in Playboy?
That analogy, though, is like, well, first of all, I love that we're like, let's get Jenna Jameson's hot take. I guess this is her field. There's sports, and that's like her in some ways saying, like, I don't think I can compete with trans women because they're going to be so much hotter than me. I can't play this game.
Yeah.
I mean, they will be.
Yeah, I think who cares? I think she just was like, this is my chance to have a quote kind of thing.
But
I think
like,
she's just butthurt. She's just jealous that they're doing it. She's not.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's never been in Playboy and she never will be. But
Yeah.
like, again,
She's 43 now. There's no way.
seriously, anyone in their 40s.
I like that they put that in like the tweet that they had.
Yeah, it's like Jenna Jameson, 43. That's like Jenna Jameson,
She's
who
shit
cares
now.
anymore?
Yeah.
Jenna Jameson, who wants to see her have sex anymore? Anyway, so I just thought it was humorous that she did. The way she put it was, she said, like, hey, how are women going to ever be in Playboy anymore when now the fact that they can get trans people, it's like we're just going to be cast aside.
People just need to stop worrying about other people. Just stay in your lane, Jenna Jameson. Just live your life.
The problem is I don't think she has a lane.
She's got no more lane.
She's laneless at this point. That'll be her. If she does an adult film again, it'll just be Jenna Jameson, laneless.
That sounds pretty good.
You watch
honestly.
Jenna
Yeah.
Jameson laneless?
Yeah.
It's just her randomly going through like streets going, is this my lane? Like, nope. All right. To close out, first and foremost, two things. Shout out to John Stamos.
Bridget
who-
was talking about this yesterday.
I was going to think that there's a generation of women that had their first like real tinge of female like feelings for a man, for Uncle Jesse, and the fact that now he divorced Rebecca Romaine, and everyone's like, okay, he's available, all this kind of stuff. But then yesterday announced is going to get married to Caitlin McHugh, a model, beautiful, congratulations. Honestly, I wanted to make like a point of like, oh, he's 54, she's 31, Hollywood, all this kind of stuff. But John Stamos is so like the
He's
coolest
still
dude.
insanely hot.
Yeah, he's just the coolest dude. That's what I got. That's the picture I got from him.
I think we've showed this picture
It's the
before, too.
coolest picture in the world of a human being.
Because he's wearing a shirt of his face.
Yeah, it was an 80s like party, and he wore a picture of himself from the 80s with pink, and I'm just like, you know what, John?
My fear is that John Stamos is a secret creep.
You don't want any stories coming out about John Stamos that he's like a bad human being? Exactly.
I don't think we want to believe it, but there's a couple of people I'm putting quiet money on Vegas for secret creep.
But let me ask you this question. You've been around the Hollywood heavyweights. Obviously, John Stamos is the king amongst them. If anybody would bring it up by now, wouldn't they be like, John Stamos, huge asshole. Everything about John Stamos I've heard
He's
is
too
just
smarmy.
too smarmy?
He's too he looks like that.
By the way, that
smug
worked
emoji.
really well on a podcast.
He's that smug emoji. That one emoji that's like got that crooked smile and like half an eye closed.
But if there's one human being that deserves it, it's John Stamos.
Deserves it? Didn't he say on Stern he would sleep with the Olsen twins?
What?
That's something I think you're making up.
But also, like, I feel like you have to say that if you're on Stern,
On
right?
Stern, you just say, like,
have
I'd
to.
sleep with my young cousin.
You have to say anything.
Give
like
That
Stern
makes
what
me
he
so
wants.
want him to get Mary on Stern to see what she would be forced to say. Yeah, I'd have sex with everyone.
I'll say that if maybe two people I'm saying I'm putting down secret money. I think Elon Musk is going to come out as a secret creep in 10 years.
Okay.
10 years before he comes out as a villain. Mm-hmm. He's too Tony Stark. He's going to be a villain.
Okay.
I guess Iron Man's not a villain. And then John Stamos, I think he's a secret creep.
Secret creep.
It's never the ones you want. We didn't want Cosby to be a creep.
I think a lot of people wanted him because he was very condescending to the world.
Because he said, pull up your pants?
Yeah, he basically told the whole world to pull up their pants, and that I'm and the reason why I'm successful is because.
But it took a long time to take him down. So in 15 years, we'll come back on this podcast.
Again, Harvey. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Alex is like, let me go. Let me not be here. Now, that's one of the things about like Harvey Weinstein. I think there's a lot of people, especially because he was so into Democratic causes. As soon as it came out that he was a creep, everyone was like, because Fox News now has like 24/7. This guy's an asshole coverage.
What are you saying? That people.
There's certain people that like as soon as we find out that they're assholes, everyone pounces on it. Like, yeah, we wanted that guy to be an asshole. Like right now, one of the biggest debates in comedy is, okay, Louis C.K., there's been reports that, obviously he's done, he's masturbated in front of female comics, all this kind of stuff. But there's so many people defending him, including other female comics, who says, no, we don't want him to be an asshole. We feel he's too much of a genius. And then there's now new news out of that Roman Polanski might have, sexually assaulted other young women. And there's so many people in Hollywood that are sitting there going, oh, whatever.
I think that's because it's like, it's so hard to have a career in LA. If somebody's giving you jobs, you want so badly to not have to look in deeper. That's what the Harvey Weinstein was. Even like Quentin Tarantino was like, okay, if I'm being honest, I heard rumors, I heard whispers, I knew. But he's releasing all of my movies.
Well, even like the one here in Pennsylvania that's kind of like the version of that would be Jerry Sandusky. There's people who I've talked to who like knew he was weird, but again, unless you like see it and know it, and
And how much do you, if he's winning you football
games and
you don't want to
exactly.
You don't want to look into it
because the thing about not even just the entertainment industry, but every industry, if you want a job, somebody at some point is going to have to say yes to you. And that person, if that person is the person who has said yes to you, again, you're going to kind of like, you're going to look kind of the other way. Now, obviously, the whole thing, and it goes back to my original point, because of this guy was so, anti-Republican. And so, he was the guy that if Hillary Clinton or Barack Obama was in LA doing something, it was going to be at Harvey Weinstein's house. Like, he was
You're
the point person.
saying that's why all the Republicans have jumped on him?
Absolutely. They've all sat there. And
I think they also love, they're always getting caught with, like, weird scandals. They're always getting caught with they made their mistress have an abortion, things like that. They're so happy to have the high ground right now.
Yes.
Because they get to go, see, you guys don't have the moral high ground.
And this is the reason why Alex is eventually so bored with politics, because it is just basically one group saying, aren't we the better people? Then the next week, no, we're the better people.
And
no,
they're
we're
all
the
just
better
shit people.
And they're
They're all just looking for power.
They're all just shit people. Did you know who's not a shit person? My sister Mary. Yes. This, I announced it.
Biggest compliment.
Biggest compliment. Again, my sister Mary. Watch her on full screen. You know, when she comes. We got to get you out here to do stand up and improv. We got to get you out here.
All right.
To do it. Show the talent. Show the amazing people of Pittsburgh.
Great.
About the talent there. She's just like, no. Anyways, thank you very much. This Saturday. It's going to be near where she lives. She lives on Mount Washington.
Is this wedding getting promoted now?
Yes, it's going to get promoted.
Yeah. Are you gonna be there?
Are you going to be there?
$5 tickets, $6 if you buy it online. Somehow it's more.
But yeah, seriously, we could have an audience. I could do 10 up front.
There's people waiting outside of your wedding.
Knowing
If they got the ticket.
if some people showed up to your wedding, like literally holding signs like, well, go Mary, woo, or we're fans of the Mike Sasson Show, that would be very, very weird. But you know what? I'd be kind of like, my people. Anyways, again, thank you very much for my sister Mary. Extremely proud of her. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me on.
Thank you very much. We'll be right back with Talk Your Ass Off. What do we call that segment?
Comment your ass off?
Comment your ass
There you
off,
go.
where we read the comments. Again, it's the Mike Sasson Show. Watch my sister Mary do things. She's funny.
All right.
The Double L Bar, Grant Avenue, Millville, Pennsylvania, reminding you that you're listening to the River's Edge Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Rob Spear, host of Damn Near Killed 'Em, an interview show where anything goes.
Once they gave it to me, you could have stuck a telephone pole up my ass.
I was about to be kicked out of the country.
That's where they send the worst of the worst.
In a psych ward, normal things seem so weird in there.
He was making $5,000 a month doing gay audiobooks.
Hear some stories from people who have been to the Edge and back. Thursday morning at 9 a.m. on riversedgepgh.com or download on iTunes.
I mean, that's some pretty cool shit.
Great music, great talk. It's the Mike Sasson Show on the River's Edge at www.riversedgepgh.com. Again, we are part of the Millville community. Thank you very much. We are. And we just want to make sure you know that this Sunday, October 29th, at the Millville Community Center, Corey Eberts, a guy who helped put together the Millville Music Festival, which was an amazing event. So can't wait for that this spring. He has cancer, and so to raise money, they're going to have I believe, a spaghetti dinner fundraising event.
Woo!
At, again, the Millville Community
Who doesn't
Center.
like spaghetti?
Who doesn't like spaghetti? And
Seriously. That's why they have spaghetti dinners, because everyone likes spaghetti. You can't go wrong.
That and pancakes.
If you don't like spaghetti, just poop on you.
Okay, absolutely. Okay, spaghetti versus pancakes, because that's the other one they do.
Depends. Depends on what kind of syrup they have.
Ooh, syrup is key for you, you're saying?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Again, it's this at the Millville Community Center at 416 Lincoln Avenue on October 29th, this Sunday, 2 p.m. till 6 p.m. Donation for the dinner will be $7 for adults, $4 for children, and will include a pasta dinner, a salad, and a beverage of your choice.
What? You get to choose a beverage?
You get to choose a beverage. Also, again, how was you this past weekend? You were at a charity event.
Oh, it was awesome. Ooh, I'll tell you a little story, okay? So there was a Chinese auction, and that was my job to actually watch over and sell tickets for the Chinese auction, but I still put money in it because I'm a good person and I like to donate to charity.
Okay.
So me and my dad both won baskets. We both donated the same amount of money. We both donated $60, okay?
There you go. Wait, you have $60?
I know, right?
Big baller.
Yeah. That was after I spent all that money on drunk food. I still
Seriously?
have $60 left to give to charity.
There you go.
I'm a great person.
You are such a hugely wonderful person.
Anyways, so we both donated $60, had the same amount of tickets, put them in, different things. So I put them in the things that I want. So I won this awesome cooler, and it had a hat, a hoodie, shirts in it, beer glasses, beer, a hammock, all of these really awesome things.
Cool.
And then my dad, he got a girls' night out basket, and
Nice.
all it is a Mary Kay party.
Nice.
Like nothing else in the basket. He just gets a Mary Kay makeup party.
I think Alan Clemens is going to be huge about that.
My mom was so mad at him. She was like, because what he does is he goes around to all the baskets that don't have a lot of tickets in them, and he'll put tickets in those because he knows he'll win it.
Okay.
So we always win like junk food baskets and like girls' night out baskets.
But then you and her mom, the mom.
My mom won't use that makeup.
Really?
Yeah.
So are you going to do
chemicals things?
Oh, okay.
Probably.
All right.
I'll
there
probably
you go.
have to. They'll force me to.
There you go. You're going to have a Mary Kay party.
Oh yeah, who wants to come to my Mary Kay party? I don't
That'll
have any
be-
friends that are girls, so
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to get listeners to show up to your Mary Kay party.
Oh, okay. I didn't really want to buy makeup with like people I mildly know, let alone like random people.
No, you're not going to buy any of the makeup, but they're just going to put makeup on.
I guess if you guys want to come.
There you go.
But I feel like it's just going to be like a bunch of random dudes, and they're like, yeah, I'll buy makeup if I get to sit with Alex.
There you go. And then you help charity. So again, thank you very much.
Yeah, charity.
Cystic fibrosis, right?
Yeah, cystic fibrosis.
There's no more cystic fibrosis because of Alex.
I mean, no, that's not true.
I know.
Anyways. Don't say lies like that.
Don't say lies like that. Say lies like this. I'm happy to be here. Anyways, it's the Mike Sasson Show.
Yeah, it is.
Comment your ass off. Lots of comments from your mom. Give us some.
Sounds like a joke. From your mom.
From your mom. Lots of comments from your mom.
She doesn't know who the school names are. Any of them. Even hers that she went to high school. She has no idea whose they are. So I'm glad. That's where I get it.
Mm-hmm.
She also says that I have a very bad memory. Not a pound over 110 as a teenager. All that dancing kept the donuts off her butt.
I love the fact that you were just like, yeah, I was 370. I know. I've seen pictures of you when you were 12 years old.
You don't know. I could have had like a couple months where I didn't take any pictures.
Yes, that's.
You've seen pictures of me when I was 12 years old?
You've shown them to me. You've shown them to me.
You going that far back on my Facebook that you're seeing 12-year-old
You've
pictures of
shown
me?
them to me.
I don't believe it.
You've shown them to
She
me.
also said happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Happy birthday to everyone who has a lot of birthdays.
She didn't
in October.
know. She didn't know either.
Honestly,
she didn't remember from last year.
Honestly, I'll be $20. She messaged me.
No, she didn't.
I know she didn't. Anyways, it's the Mike Sasson Show. Again, thank you very much to my sister Mary. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mary.
This, again, it's going to be an amazing time this weekend. The wedding of Mary and Matt. It's going to be awesome.
The wedding of Mary.
The wedding of Mary. Yeah, by the way, don't show up. Don't.
I'm crashing the wedding. You already told me I could.
Okay, I think if you showed up, Mary would enjoy it. I'm just saying.
She doesn't know how drunk I'll be, though.
Nah, I think she'll have a little bit of an inkling. Anyways, it's the Mike Sasson Show. Thank you very much for everybody here at the River's Edge. Thank you for it's all good.
What's the worst?
Okay. See you later. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.